Welcome back to the Garcia Diaries Unfiltered. I'm your host, Bethany, and I'm sitting here with my husband / co-host, Anthony.
Good day, good evening. I never know what to say. That's the most awkward part of the conversation.
Just say hi.
Hola.
So, we're also here with my sister, Hannah Danes.
Hey,
just for the record, guys, Hannah, look at Landon. Okay, so anytime we ask her a question, you guys have to kind of tune into this. If she looks there before answering, all of our everything we thought is true in their relationship. So remember, if we ask Hannah any questions and she continues to look that way, we know why.
He actually said that if I wanted to go on the podcast, he'd have to come and sit in just to make sure,
You guys thought we were talking about that network last week. We were really talking about Landon Danes.
He wanted to sit in. No. So we're here today because Hannah, that just ruined the announcement because about their divorce.
Yeah, so if you guys, Hannah, hands in the air. If you look at Hannah, she's missing something.
Her wedding ring is gone.
She's got a big announcement, and we brought her on the podcast to talk about it, but we're not going to talk about it yet.
Yeah.
So first things first, if you look, you cannot see MeUndies, but if MeUndies wants to become a sponsor of this podcast, hit the DM or email. But anyways, Bethany.
Yeah, Anthony was very self-conscious about the fact that you could see his underwear in last week's episode.
Because my underwear are only for your eyes. I'm not an underwear model out here. Okay. Anyways, this week was a very, very rough week. And it wasn't because Bronx was not feeling well.
I mean, it was because of that too.
No, the reason why this week was ruined was because something very bad happened to you.
Something very tragic and horrible happened, and that is that I chipped my tooth. And it's caused 3 weeks worth of drama. Hannah and Landon know. Anthony knows. Everyone's been there for it. I have about 600 pictures on my phone of me going like this to see the chip. Make sure it's still there. Hannah has them too. Yep. So basically, when I had my surgery, which was August 1st, I went into surgery with no chip in my tooth, and I came out of surgery with the chip in my tooth. So I'm just assuming it happened from the anesthesia, or I don't know. Like when they pulled
surgeon was in there just hitting you in the mouth.
The intubation, yeah. No, I don't know what happened, but I guess it's common. So I didn't even care for weeks because I was recovering, obviously. And then once I got better, I was like, okay, I would like to get this fixed. So I went to the dentist, and they did some bonding, and it was fixed, and it looked great. And it lasted 14 days. And when we were at dinner, was it at Calo the second time it happened or the first time?
That was the second time.
Oh, Jesus.
I just want to say.
No, that was the first time. So at Cala, we went there for my mom's birthday dinner.
Oh, yeah.
And I hadn't even eaten a bite of anything yet. And eaten? I don't know the fucking words.
Look at the podcast reviews. Don't ask me how to say or pronounce things because I'm illiterate.
Basically, I hadn't even taken a bite, and there was a huge chip in my tooth. And I was like, you're freaking kidding. But let's talk about what happened before Cala that made that night even more tragic, which was...
You went on TikTok or Instagram, maybe, and did a story time about Get Ready With Me. Get ready with me while I talk about why my life sucks.
No, it was get ready with me to talk about why my dad's in prison serving 20 years.
The same thing.
I just want to say, only my wife, before we go deeper, it's your mom's birthday. Only she can be like, let me take this day of celebration and find something dark, twisted, sad. Talk about it and make it about myself.
Well, it wasn't really about me. It was about my dad.
No, but I'm like, it's your mom's birthday. We're going to dinner. We're gonna have a good time. For a few years leading up to this birthday, it's been kind of hostile. You've talked about these things,
hostile, yeah.
We're gonna go out to dinner as a family. Big Daddy Danes is in the building. It's his first birthday celebration.
Boyfriend.
Yep. And so I'm just like, Bethany's like, I'm gonna do a get ready video. I was like, all right, cool. She's like, I'm gonna tell a story of my dad. And I was like, all right, cool. But
he was like, are you sure you want to do that?
But I'm at the point now where I'm just like, all right, do it. And if I don't want to be involved, if I don't want to be involved and you're not forcing me to be involved, it works. I went out, Madden just dropped. I went out and played Madden while you sat in the room and bawled your eyes out.
Yeah.
But anyways, proceed.
So then I spent an hour doing a get ready with me, re-traumatizing myself to every detail. of
All
the story.
I'm gonna say is, if I sat in a room by myself and talked about all the things that Dad did and all of the ways that he hurt me, I would walk into dinner with a chip on my shoulder and a chip in my tooth as well.
Look number one.
Because no, that's my camera.
Your camera's also right there. Relax.
Maybe you should move seats. Yeah, there's no way I'd sit and have a great dinner because I'd be sitting in my sorrow
Right.
that I just drudged up
I
myself.
felt fine.
In a perfect
until the
world.
shit
In a
happened.
perfect. She's right. Actually, it was cool.
I was fine. I was completely fine. And then I felt something weird in my mouth. I was like, oh my God, I think my tooth chipped.
It was a suit. Our
So I
family got
started-
there first. The
Yeah,
Garcias.
I started taking pictures of my mouth and I was like, oh my God, it did. So I went to the bathroom and there's a big old
She's
gap.
missing hold on. You're missing a lot.
What?
We sat down. You took pictures. You're freaking out. You're like, babe, it's my chip tooth. And I'm like,
My chipped tooth. Why do we keep saying that? It's my tooth chipped. You said it's my chipped tooth.
shit. Okay, anyways, we sat down. Remember, us, 5 kids, no one else is there. She's asking, is my tooth chipped? And I'm like, I don't know. Like, so I'm looking and I'm like, can you show me a picture of what it looked like
No,
before?
everyone was there.
No,
everyone was
no.
there because I had just ordered appetizers, but I hadn't eaten yet.
No, okay.
and I already had my drink.
Maybe that detail was muffled, but you and I are talking, and you're like, "Is my tooth chipped?" And I'm like, "I don't know. Show me a picture." You show me a picture. I look at you, and I'm like, "Yeah, if it's chipped." Like, you know what I mean? You're right. You are right. You ordered drinks, appetizers are coming, but I'm like, "Well, what are you gonna do right now?"
I didn't even do anything.
Right.
Like, I was so confused and upset and hurt and betrayed.
And then this is what she starts doing. This is how I know shit's about to go down. She just starts doing this, and I'm like, all right, like I confirmed the tooth was chipped, but what more can I do? You get up, you go to the bathroom. What happens in the bathroom?
Oh, nothing. I just stared in the mirror for like 30 minutes. No, I think I was in there for like 10 minutes and you were in there
I
with
followed
me.
you in there because I was like, what is wrong with her?
It-
then
and
I
it was
like,
really awkward
"Is
at the
it
table."
chipped?" And then so I got like a piece of paper towel and I was like going in between to like make sure it was really chipped, and it was.
Right, but we're at the table. It's awkward. I don't know because like when
Who's
I'm
at
paying,
the table? So it's you, Landon, Mom, Grandma, and Mom's boyfriend.
right. But like when I'm paying, like I'm gonna order whatever. Like cool. But I don't know who's paying. Right, that determines what I'm gonna order. The lady's asking me what I want to drink. I don't know what's going on. I was just told we're going to dinner. Be ready at
Yeah.
this time.
Because like we've had a dinner with those same people before. Like we've invited them.
But we paid.
Like, when we're inviting people, like we're gonna pay for dinner, and it's like a place that we know of, and like then we're already feeling good going in, and also it's not about my mom. It's like about something else. So just the vibes going in were already a little confusing.
So then you come back to the table, and you're
Pissed.
in a. I can see it on your face. Your body language is off, and I'm just like,
Also, it was sharp. It was like sharp on my tongue, so it didn't feel good.
but when you say that to me, I have screws in my jaw, right? Like,
And if
I
two
live with
people
sharp.
get in a car accident and one person gets their head cut off and the other person breaks their leg, even though the person that broke their leg is still alive and they should be grateful for that, they can still be in pain.
Okay.
And their pain is still valid.
but guess what? If you cut my head off and it gets reattached and you're complaining about your ankle, I'm not really gonna care. That was like your tooth is chipped. I'm sorry, but don't talk to me about sharpness in the mouth because I live with it.
So
Bethany has
anyways,
sensory issues.
I
Okay?
have really bad sensory
has
issues.
sensory
Like, and no one
issues.
gets that. I'm on the spectrum. And no one believes me when I tell them that.
No, we
Anyways,
believe you.
Okay, good.
We
Raise your hand
know.
if you think I'm on the spectrum.
I'm not a doctor, so I'm not.
Okay. Anyways, Landon didn't raise his hand. Thanks, Landon. It's not a negative thing though, so you could validate my
Anyways,
feelings by
so
raising your hand.
dinner goes on. Grandma, we're sitting on a long table.
Yeah.
Garcias are on one end, all kids in the middle, Dane's on the other end, old people on the other side of the table.
Which also hated that setup because you guys got there later, so I didn't even get to sit by you guys.
Yeah, I literally kept being like, do you want to switch places with me and one of your kids to like move closer to you? Because we were just like
So far.
off in a corner, like
Right.
no one to talk to.
And
That's
then we
also
were
why
off
it was
in a corner,
awkward.
No one to
yeah,
talk
it
to.
was so weird.
So anyways, bam, Grandma comes to the other side of the table, sits by us. starts asking questions. Now, I want to say I've been kind of rude to grandma in the past. Like, I'm just rude to everybody. But for some reason, Bethany was like, you can't be rude to grandma. And I was like,
you can't be rude
okay.
to grandma because she's our elder.
Keep
and
going.
She's done so much for us. And she literally supported us through like the first 5 years of our marriage and having kids. And like, you know, with the matriarch of a family, with your nana, like you would never be rude to your nana ever.
But my nana doesn't say grandma things.
Okay, so grandma does have a mouth on her. And Anthony started just recently in the past few months giving it back to her.
Yeah, I'm 10 years. I'm done with this shit.
I pulled her.
Landon, you will get there one day, but I'm not taking no more shit from nobody.
I literally had to pull him outside the last time grandma was over, and I was like, Anthony, you can't give it back to her. You just have to take it. Like, we all take it.
And I took what Bethany said. I was like, all right, cool. Like, I've gone 10 years without being rude. Like, whatever. I'll just go to the other room. But anyways, back to Kala. Grandma's at the table. She's asking questions, and Bethany's answers are just short and rude. And I'm like, sitting there like,
she was asking yes or no questions, and I was like, yes, no, yeah.
But you just had scolded me, so I'm like, what is going on here? So then they have their little conversation. Grandma sits there. It's awkward as fuck. Grandma gets up and walks back to her seat, and I was like, Beth, come on, like this is how we're gonna be the rest of dinner? You're just gonna be rude? Bro, it was like throwing flames on gasoline.
You shouldn't have said that. You should not have said it. Agreed?
Yeah. You fueled the fire for sure.
And you should have just been like, Beth, I know your tooth is really bothering you. We're going to get it fixed tomorrow.
That would have been a lie. You want me to lie to you?
I can honestly say, though, I think had he said that, you still would have been
what
mad
did you
for
think
some
I
reason.
was doing this for on my phone, typing away?
Trying to figure out how to get it fixed.
Exactly.
Yeah, I knew that.
Messaging 30 different dentists.
Right, but guess what? It was after hour. I was just, in my head, it's just like the tooth is chipped. It's nighttime.
So if we
what are you going to do?
What would you have done differently?
Not a damn thing.
True.
Because in this situation, I was right. Like,
you literally said the next day, yes, I should have been more caring
but
and affectionate.
Let's take you out of the equation. In most situations, I was right. Now, I just happened to be married to the one off, so I was wrong. But I'm like, I've done some shit in the past. I'm not perfect. I've been an asshole. I don't think I was an asshole in that situation. I just wanted to have dinner and it'd be cool.
Yeah. Well, the good news is the next day I went and got it fixed.
No, afterwards I went to Landon and I was like, bro, I got in trouble because I told her tooth was chipped.
What'd you say? What did Landon say back?
He was just like, oh, yeah, he already say much.
Basketball, football.
And then so I'm sitting at the end of the table. Bethany's we're ignoring each other. I'm not ignoring her because I'm like, I think I'm good right now. But I know she's upset with me, so I'm like,
I was literally Googling divorce lawyers.
Yeah, Bethany's,
near me.
she goes crazy. So I'm going to the other side of the table. I'm talking to I'm literally getting up like, all right, Bethany doesn't want to talk to me. Hannah, how many years did we would go to events and I would just sit there and not say a damn thing?
Years and years and years.
So I'm like,
years
okay,
years.
I used to give this to them. Now I'm going to go, and I was engaging with,
he was talking to Steve, my mom's boyfriend, like they were old buddies, and I'm like, babe, we don't talk to Steve like that. We talk to him like, hello, Steve.
Hey, you weren't talking to me, so everyone was getting my time and attention. But
how do we talk to Steve?
Hello, Stephen.
Hello, Steve.
Damn, you're just gonna bleep that out. We'll put that man's name on the interweb. God, can we
cosplay?
Okay, anyways. This is awkward. I gotta see this man at the next family get together.
It's fine.
I don't think he listens to the pod.
Think he cares
so
I think your mother does.
Oh yeah, but she's not gonna send this to him.
No, she'll relay it though, for sure.
No, I don't think so.
Do you really think she listens to the podcast?
She
calls
literally
me crying anytime we talk about her.
She's the one that told us to do video, and now we're here.
Yeah.
Well, shout out to Mama J.
Everyone said that. Anyways, so the point is, the next day I get it fixed. I'm feeling good. I'm feeling confident. I'm feeling like, okay,
wait,
we're back in the game.
That whole night after the restaurant, I apologized. I was like, listen, I'm sorry if I didn't validate your feelings. I still don't really understand that whole thing, but I'm learning that I have to validate more just to keep things going, right? I'm still learning why and shit like that. Because I grew up like, I don't care how you feel, like, suck it up, move on. But I'm learning the whole validating thing. So I apologize. the night was cool, but she literally would not shut up about her tooth. Like, oh my God, do you hate me? Do I look? And I'm like, Beth, honestly, like, you can't even tell.
I think because of the fact that I had braces for 5 years, and like my teeth were always like every single week, I was like, there was something wrong, or like something needed to be fixed. My whole adolescence, like my teeth was like a forefront of my like how I looked.
So this was like triggering on a lot of levels for you.
So first I'm triggered about my dad, then I'm triggered about my teeth, and like and then also being on camera every single day, like this, like I'm talking to the camera and my gaps right there, the crack, the chip.
I just want to know what you think about me after hearing all that. Like, really, every time I talk, just
yeah, I'm more so just care about myself.
Okay.
And so, anyways.
That's true. Very true.
I don't care. If you feel good, then I'm feeling good for you, you know? Anyways, got it fixed again. That shit lasted 24 hours. 24 hours before it chipped again. And that time I was brushing my teeth. So, just got it fixed again, and we'll see how long that lasts. I'm going to do a daily countdown. Like, okay, we lasted 24 hours. All right, we lasted 48. Let's see how long we can go before it chips again.
To be fair, I change my toothbrush like every 3 weeks. She's had the same toothbrush for about 6 months. There's about 2 bristles left on that bitch.
Like for a year.
Wait, you're supposed to change your toothbrush?
There we go.
I think I've had my toothbrush since we got married.
Wait, did you say our? Did you say
yeah, we
our?
share.
Wait, you're lying.
Yo.
Okay.
I
Because
believe that
people
shit.
People do share, and that's
Sometimes we share gum, but never a toothbrush.
So tooth broke. So today, you were able to go in,
yeah,
get it fixed for the 3rd time.
yeah,
This time out of pocket.
yeah. We'll see.
So this shit better last because, we paid.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So obviously my sister's on the pod. She's here today to have an amazing announcement that we're so excited for. She's not getting divorced, which I know a lot of you were hoping for, but sorry to say, it's even worse than
I think
that.
people are literally praying. I pray that they get divorced and Hannah leaves the LDS church.
No, for
Yeah,
real.
no,
They were in Bethany's DMs going crazy.
The craziest part of when people send me like DMs this long to where I have to scroll 4 times to get to the bottom, it's like, what do you want me to do about it? Like, I like, in people's perfect world and mom's perfect world, whenever Hannah started dating Landon, I was supposed to go to her and be like,
They
Hannah,
dated?
for like a month or so. I was supposed to go to her and be like, Hannah, if you don't break up with him and if you don't leave this church, you're not my sister anymore. That's what they wanted me to do. And no one will be happy until I do that. And I'm just not going to do it. So, sorry, guys.
All right, so Hannah, you're here. What happened? You are no longer pure.
I'm no longer pure. I went and got myself knocked up.
Oh my God, you're kidding.
I'm not. What's so crazy, when we were driving over here, I was like looking at my little app, and I'm 2 days away from my 2nd trimester.
Oh my God.
So by the time this podcast comes out, I'll be in my 2nd trimester, which is awesome because within the last week, I'm like starting to feel good again. I feel like I'm
Thank God.
kind of coming out of some brain fog. I have a little more energy.
We love it. She's been throwing up constantly.
It's been a
Yeah,
rough ride.
on the Ring camera, I got a clip of you throwing up in my front yard.
Yeah.
Pretty gnarly.
Yeah.
She also has the brain fog is kind of crazy. I don't even know if Landon knows this, but she was picking up our kids from school, and then she was driving our car, and I'm like sitting there watching her pull into the driveway, and she literally hit our wall with our car.
In Hannah's defense,
Driveway.
I forgot about
she's had brain fog since I met her freshman year. So
I literally was like, and then I could see her through the window, and I was like, Hannah, what? And I like put my arms up, like, what? And she looked at me like, what did I do? Like, what? Like, my kids are in the car. Like,
Okay, in my defense, there was that like little table like this height in front of the wall,
Yeah.
and that's what I hit. And so like
it's been there for 6 months.
I just,
Didn't look. It's fine.
yeah, the table wasn't there. That's the fucking house that's hit.
thank goodness.
Anyways.
Count our blessings, guys.
So we want to know, how did it happen? Like, how did you?
No, we
I'm
don't
just
want to
kidding.
know. We don't want to know.
I asked my audience for some questions.
Wait,
for
hold on.
you.
Before we get to the questions, Hannah, can we just? You're pregnant. Congrats.
Thank you.
Shit, how does it feel? Before we get into their questions, just
Yeah,
kind of
yeah, 'cause
how does it
there's a
feel because 5 children have been born since you and I broke up, and it could have been you, but you were on the sidelines, right?
I feel like logistically,
now you're on the
you
field.
guys having a baby would have been better for her vaginal canal because you're so small and cute and little, and Landon's so big and long and tall, and she's gonna have to have a C-section or like an episiotomy. That's when they cut you open down there. I had it 3 times. So, and that was with a little small guy. You got a big guy. So good luck on that front.
Hey, come here, Donnie, come here.
What do you think of
Come here. No, come here. Listen, come here. No, put your head next to my road, cause let him see the dome, my guy.
Oh, baby.
We'll call you back later. We'll call you
We'll
back
call
later.
you
I got
out
questions
in a
for you.
little bit.
But anyways, you're
Need
on
a
the
vest for all those.
you're on the sidelines. You're an aunt, right?
Yeah.
You've been an aunt since you were how many years old?
16?
16.
No,
17.
because
No, 16.
I've only been a dad since I was 17.
I've been a mom since I was 18, and we're 2 years apart.
But no, you're right. I was 17.
No, you're right.
Oh, okay.
When
I'm
Brooklyn
right.
was
We're
born.
18 months apart.
But you're on the sideline. You're the aunt role, but now you are mom to be.
Yes.
How does it feel? You've
Have our
seen
kids prepared you for this at all, or do you feel so unprepared?
I feel like your kids have prepared me for every single part of motherhood. Yesterday I was having to wipe a little diarrhea butt. And I was like, you know what? I'm ready.
No, first of
I'm
all,
ready.
she called me and she was like, "How far are you away from home?" And I said, 5 minutes, but we're in the drive-thru right now. And she was like, "So do I have to wipe Bronx's butt right now?" And I was like, "Is she on the toilet?" She's
Listen.
like, "Yeah." And I'm like, "Then you have to wipe it, Hannah."
A normal Bronx butt, fine, wipe. That girl's been sick. And
antibiotics.
Your kid might get
she
sick
blew
someday.
that thing up.
No, to be
What
fair,
came
Bronx
out
blows
of a
it
little
up.
5-year-old body,
Was it a long one?
it was not solid,
Oh, really?
even a little. It was,
Sometimes I'm like, that came out of you?
yeah.
For all the kids, I think that. And for you, too.
What are you doing looking at our 10-year-old shit?
No, I'm saying when they were babies.
Ah, okay,
Jeez.
okay. But anyways, you find out you're pregnant. Like, were you guys trying when you find out? How
And
was
I want
that?
to know, what day did you get married? Like, what was the date?
So we got married January 14th,
And then when did you start trying? Was it January 14th
January
and a half?
16th.
Okay. Perfect.
You wrapped it
yeah.
for 2 days.
We we knew that we wanted to have babies right away, start a family right away.
Typical.
Yeah.
LDS.
And I found out that I was pregnant 2 days after our 6-month anniversary.
Aww.
Yeah.
So
So that means you've been pregnant for like a month, right? That's how the maths.
So I thought so, but I think based off of my projected due date, I was only like 2.5, 3 weeks when I found out, which is crazy.
it's so crazy because that happened to me almost every time. The only baby that was like I was 6 weeks with when I found out was Bronx, and it's because she was a big surprise.
So you found out like the earliest
I
possible
didn't even
that you
know
could find
that
out.
you could find out at like 2 to 3 weeks, and like the fact that you did too makes me feel like it must be a genetic thing
Yeah.
for sure.
Crazy. Well, because based off of like if you track your period, there's like this is when you should be 4 weeks. If you are on a typical cycle with your menstrual cycle, your ovulation cycle, all them, I just think that maybe we ovulate later in our cycle, because even my doctor was like, "You must have checked your period wrong," and I was like, "Sure didn't. I got that thing down to the hour."
Yeah.
So
I have never once. I don't even think I knew what ovulation was until like 3 kids in. Never once tracked it.
Landon still doesn't know, so that's okay.
I don't know.
Anthony probably just heard that word for the first time right now. So
All right, so you find out you're with Danes. You're not. You're at
How does that
home.
work?
I was home alone.
Oh, I'm asking you.
You want to tell the story?
I actually do. So I'm just kidding.
I had bought a pregnancy test and I didn't tell him, because that had happened before.
Definitely genetics, right there.
You break your own heart. So I got it and I'm just like, I'm gonna wait until I'm like a few days later, and him and I are texting, and I was like, by the way, I got a pregnancy test or something. Somehow I tell him, and he's like, take it right now. And I was like, I don't know, like I don't want to be like sad if it doesn't work. And he's like, I think you should take it now. And I was like,
He's like, I know what I did.
You said I put the work in.
so I was like, okay. And so I took it, peed on this little stick thing.
Now we know how you take it. Go
turn
ahead, tell us what it
over,
said.
And the timer goes off, and I look, and it says pregnant.
Oh
And I was like, oh my gosh. I instantly just start sobbing my eyes out, and I FaceTime Landon. Doesn't answer. FaceTime again. Doesn't answer. And I'm like,
Bro said ignore.
what? And he texts me, he's like, 1 second. And so he finally FaceTimes me
Why
back.
text? Just wait a second, bro.
He FaceTimes me back, and I'm sobbing, and I show him the test, and he gets weepy-eyed, and we just share a sweet, special moment. And then sat on it for like 2 weeks. We didn't tell anybody.
I was so pissed.
Yeah.
Those whole 2 weeks. I was in a bad mood and didn't know why, but that's why.
It's all
Now
making
I know.
sense now.
Now I know. But do you want to talk about how you told us? Because that's so cute too.
So Bronx and Ellis had just had a birthday. And for Bronx's birthday, I don't know.
Went to Disneyland for Bronx's birthday, didn't we?
No,
For
that was
Ellis's.
Oh,
But
Ellis,
we didn't
okay.
go on either of their birthdays.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
We just did we didn't really have a party for them.
Oh,
We
that's
kind
why.
of just did invited a few of their friends over to the house, and normally we do like a big family thing. And so Hannah was like, oh, can me and Landon come over whenever he's off work to bring them gifts? And it was like 2 weeks after their birthday.
Yeah.
And Landon
so-
always at work, so
Yeah.
finding
Landon's-
the day for Landon
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
Gunga to come over, which is Hannah. It was about, they said 2
Landon's
weeks.
summer schedule is super crazy. He works 12 hours a day, 6 days a week. Did I say that right?
Yeah.
And so, yeah, finding time for both of us to do something like that could be challenging.
So he in the
But-
summer, Landon works, and then Sexy Red says Pound Town.
Work, pound town. Work, pound town.
It's the cycle.
Guys got it made.
And then Sunday, church.
So
And
Hannah,
pound town.
Bethany tells me, she's like, Hannah and Landon want to bring the kids presents on Sunday, and I was like, well, football season's not started, so my Sunday's open, I guess. Go ahead.
Yeah, so we were like, we didn't really think anything of it. At
Except
all.
for when you walked in, you had these two little ass presents,
Yeah, they were like so small.
smaller than a phone.
And I was just thinking like, she made such a big deal about like wanting Landon to be there and like come, and I was like, for these like little weak ass presents.
Yeah, I was
okay,
like,
that's
damn, I
fine.
thought they
But I
were-
was expecting it like to be some big present or something, which it ended up being.
Yeah, so it was-
but
So wrapped in these little things were 2 bracelets. They each had their own bracelet. So Bronx went first. She opens her little bracelet. It says Bronx on it. And
Yeah, they were like handmade. I was like, oh Lord.
I was
And
like, oh my god, she's like my mom with gift giving.
okay,
like,
because
not
do you
the
know how
best.
hard it is to find? Okay, well let me say Ellis's first. And so Ellis gets to hers. She opens it, and everyone's like, "Oh, it's like a bracelet that says Ellis."
Yeah.
And you're like, "Here, let me help you put it on." And you take it, and you're like, "It says big cousin."
And then my first thought was like, she probably meant to give this to like one of Landon's nieces or something. Like maybe she got it mixed up. Like I was so. It took me longer than I even am.
Yeah, she
willing
was.
to
She's like big cousin. I was like,
Anthony immediately was like, "Oh my god!" And I was like, "What?"
His head turned so fast, and I wish in the video you could see your face better. Lan and I were just saying that. We wish you could see Anthony's face because your neck turned so quick.
I got it immediately. Bethany's like, what? I was
Big
like,
cousin.
I was like, "Big cousin." And then I was like, "Wait, what? Are you pregnant?"
Okay, I searched high and low for a cute baby bracelet that said big cousin.
she
Doesn't
just made it.
Well,
I
it's
literally
it's
ordered a
even
kit
cuter.
so I could like make one.
No, that it was so perfect.
No, it was cute. The video's cool.
So cute.
You're gonna drop the video, right?
Yeah.
I'm guessing. This cannot be
Babe,
how.
your necklace is stuck in your beard. No.
Oh, this side.
There we go.
Okay, sorry.
For the vid, you
This
know.
because this cannot be how you announce to the world
No, she's
that
got
you're
a
pregnant.
cute video.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
Bethany made me the cutest video because I don't know how to do stuff like that.
It was magical. Bethany cried. But you did say something, and I was like, why would you say that? You were like, Bethany was like, so like when are you gonna announce? And you're like, probably like when the baby's born. And I was like, there's no way. Bethany's going to make this a grand
It's
thing.
gonna be my whole personality for the next.
Which honestly it should be. Being an
Yeah.
aunt is the most fun thing in the world. Like, I feel like for so long my whole personality was being Auntie Gunga, and it's truly just like, it's so fun.
And
You
it's
get to
our first time to be there from the very beginning, because I have a nephew from my brother who was in prison, and we were kids when he was born. So like through the years we kind of saw him, but it wasn't until like we were established financially with our family and in a place where we could give another kid our attention that I started to have him over. So he was what, 6, 7
Yeah,
when
7.
before he really started to come over. So we're like, okay, now from square one, Bethany is here. So I was like, yeah, this is not going to be something that
No, I'm so
Hannah
excited.
just-
And it's one of our, like, the siblings, my siblings I was raised with, your siblings you were raised with, it's our first time with our, like, close-knit family having a niece or nephew. And for me, any of my siblings, I'm so excited. I'm literally so excited. And you've been the best aunt to my kids for 10 years. So it's
she had a good little 4-year period there where she kind of chose
drugs.
and
But
alcohol.
it's fine. We forgive it. And so that means I get 4 years. No, I'm just kidding.
all right.
No, so I'm like, now it's my turn to like finally get to experience that and to spoil the crap out of another kid and send him home and all that fun stuff. But like, no, I'm seriously so excited. And the fact that I'm gonna be 29 in a few weeks now.
Yeah, you're at
And
like parent
I'm
age.
just now becoming an aunt for the first time is like crazy.
Yeah,
Like, so
that is crazy.
Well,
I've been an aunt for
They saw how we had kids young as
I
fuck.
know. I
and
was
we're
like, I feel like we traumatized all of our siblings by having so many kids so young that they were all like, yeah, we're good.
Right.
Like all of your siblings besides your brother probably are good for life.
Yeah, so Bethany planned the whole gender reveal.
Yeah.
We'll let you deal with that, but the gender reveal is funny because we're getting ready. Right? I mean, you guys know how I dress. Bethany's like, that's what you're gonna wear? I'm like, yeah. She's like, you're not gonna get dressed? And I was like, Landon's not gonna come here dressed. Like, Landon's probably gonna come in some basketball shorts and a t-shirt. So like, I'm not going to get dressed nicer than
But
the daddy.
I like hired a photographer. I had like I had all these amazing setups and like this amazing vegan cake for Hannah because she's dairy free.
Landon, come here. This is how. Come here, Landon. One more take. Show him a fit, man. This is Landon. The only time I've seen him dressed differently is on Sunday at church.
oh,
That's
peep the
the fit.
shoes though. His
Yeah.
shoes are really cute.
Oh, those are cool.
They're
shoes.
new.
Stick them up by Anthony's head.
But I'm like, Bethany's like, no, I had my toes out, but Bethany hates.
I was like, put shoes on or like socks at least.
But it went great.
He did show up in basketball shorts, so
I think didn't you like reach out and were like, hey, what are you wearing? Hannah did, right? And,
Yeah.
and you asked her what's Landon wearing, and
she told me, and
She
I
was like, basketball
okay,
shorts?
Good God.
They were like nicer ones though. They're
oh
like
no,
athletic,
it was not the wrong story. It was for dinner.
that.
You're like, what are you wearing? And you're like, can Landon wear basketball shorts?
I was like, is there a dress code? She's like, nope. I'm like, so Landon can wear basketball shorts. And she's like, all right, let me retract that.
And I was like, well,
Yes,
country
you-
club casual. Okay, that means no basketball shorts. I always tell my thing is country club casual if we're going to dinner. Like, don't wear basketball shorts, you know? And that's their worst nightmare.
You look talking to me?
Both of you.
Oh, okay.
God.
Anyways,
Anyways,
baby's coming. It is
we
a-
already know the gender.
Wait,
That's
forced
but this
her to
comes
find
out.
out.
Wait, are you gonna share the gender when you share, or?
no.
Oh, okay. So baby Jebediah is on its way.
Yeah.
Jebediah. Is
That's
that
like
a girl or a boy name?
it's fitting for both, I guess. It's a Mormon name to me.
Nah,
Isn't-
that's like FLDS. That's like Arkansas.
We have
well,
a cousin
hate on
named
Arkansas so much.
Jedediah.
Jedediah.
Is that
do
his
know.
name?
Yeah. Which is why I said Arkansas. He lives in Arkansas. Or they're
He
We're
lives
doing
in
this
California.
again.
They're from Arkansas. Hopefully no one we know listens to this podcast. No one we're related to, at least.
Yeah.
Anyways, I forced her to find out the gender.
That you did.
I was like, come to my house. And there was a lady waiting with a blood test. No, I'm just kidding. She was in on it.
I knew.
So congrats, but
Thank
Bethany
you.
got some pregnancy questions,
Yeah.
or just questions in
I just
general,
got some questions for Hannah
and then pregnancy confessions that we would
Ooh.
like for you
to react to.
to react.
I'm
But before you do that,
scared.
babe, give Hannah one tip or advice as mother to potential mother, sister to sister?
Okay, my biggest advice for you, but for any mom, is to have no expectations of how you're going to be as a mother, and just for like especially the first few months, because I had all these expectations for myself, like I'm gonna breastfeed, I'm gonna like give them baths every day, or I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that, I'm gonna co-sleep, I'm gonna whatever. I just like put all these limitations on myself.
Yeah.
And every baby's so different. Like there was babies that worked for, but Brooklyn was my first. Hated breastfeeding. Like I was so tired all the time. I had postpartum depression, so like I was so hard on myself for not like giving every bath, or I don't know, doing all the things. I wanted to make homemade organic baby food, and
You did. And she was
I
terrible.
did, but it was so hard, and like
Yeah.
put so much extra pressure on myself that like when I went to the store to buy baby food, I was like crying, and it's like, who freaking cares about all that stuff? Like at the end of the day, as long as your baby's healthy,
Yeah.
that should be all that matters. So
I agree.
that's the biggest thing.
I agree.
It's a good one.
All right,
All
what you
right.
got?
Everyone's pretty much just asking if you're pregnant, first of all. So
Which
good news.
you already know my opinion on that.
Yeah.
I feel like since Landon and I've gotten married, people ask that question all the time. And the people who I have a good relationship with, who I really love, I feel like I have the rapport to say, hey, like, I feel like it hurts more than it helps when you ask a question like that.
Because for so long it was, no, I'm not.
Yeah.
Even though you were trying.
Yeah. And then, like, people will ask in the most random scenarios, like, in a public, are you pregnant yet? And, like, it's crazy because there's been times where people ask that, and I am. But I'm like, this is not
Yeah.
the setting where I'm going to announce to the world that I'm pregnant.
Yeah.
So it's just crazy that people
It's so weird.
ask that. I
Yeah,
just think it's such a
people-
gauche question, you know?
Yeah. So someone said, are you actually Mormon or just married to a Mormon?
I got a chuckle out of Landon. You didn't hear that, but he's chuckling.
That's so funny. I have wondered if people ever think something like that.
That's my question. So
I think
I typed
Anthony
it.
submitted that.
It's
No, I'm just kidding.
it's been almost a year since I was baptized and became a member of the Church of Jesus Christ. And I think that year period is where you kind of just continue to learn and study, and you prepare to go to the temple for the first time. I don't wear garments. I haven't been through the temple. I'm
That
not
was
endowed.
someone's next question.
And that's something that can happen after a year of you being baptized. So it hasn't been a year yet. That's why I don't. And I think that this year period is where it kind of would have weeded out, was it fake? Is it real? It's definitely real. I think that the more I learn and the more I study, the more my belief is, the bigger my
Stronger.
belief.
Yeah.
The stronger my belief is. And if it's not for you, like, I think that's totally okay. I think that my experience with the church has been a really good one, and I know that a lot of your followers have shared that they don't have that, which I think is super sad. I do think sometimes we hold institutions more accountable than we hold actual people. I think that if the school or the church was blamed for what our dad did, it would take accountability off of him, and I don't think that's the right thing to do sometimes. But all that to say, it is real. I am studying and kind of doing like reading some books, and I'm probably going to take a class that really teaches on what the temple's for, what practices are done in the temple, and kind of like prepare and decide if I'm like really ready to do something like that.
And so then if you
How'd
go
she
through
do? Thumbs up. Yeah, improves.
If you go through the temple, then do you have to wear garments?
It's a personal choice.
Okay.
I will likely choose to. The book I'm reading right now, it's actually we just finished a chapter that talks about garments, and one thing it really emphasized was to not judge other people who don't wear garments if that's a choice you're making.
Mm-hmm.
Modesty is pretty subjective and based off of culture or personal experience. People might have a different relationship than you do with modesty, and so it's super important to not judge someone for not wearing garments. And I think the same thing, like I think it's kind of weird when people judge people for wearing garments.
Yeah. Well, it's interesting to me too, even what you said about modesty being subjective, because even some of the things you've worn, even your wedding dress, people messaged me and they were like, that's not a very Mormon wedding dress. Or like even the outfit you're wearing right now. Like, I think people, it is so subjective to every single person, and judging someone for not being modest when like maybe you feel like you are being it is, it's so weird to me. Like, just let people wear what they want, down to the underwear. Yeah. Okay, so someone said, do you think your husband would have married you if you weren't willing to convert?
Ooh, actually, go ahead, husband. Go ahead, pop in real quick on this. We'll get the husband answer.
Come on, babe.
Come on.
Would you? I'll give my opinion first.
Sit next to Hannah.
I think that
You don't want to sit by the OG
I
daddy
think
in the family?
Hey, babe.
I finally got a mic. I've been just taking strays over there the whole time.
Hey,
I can set
dang.
some record strays.
Do you want to throw anything back? Real
Not
fast?
yet.
Go ahead, man.
I'll
We're
do
ready
my-
for
I'll
it.
do my
We're
own
ready for
episode.
it. Man, you gonna do that on camera?
Yeah.
Like when we were in Utah at the conference?
It's pretty important to be on the same page in marriage about certain things. I think there's some things that we don't see eye to eye on, and we talk about and we end up disagreeing, and that's totally fine. But I think that religion is one thing it's such a deep and core thing that had I not converted, had I decided I didn't believe it, I don't think he would have said, I'm not going to marry you because you're not going to become Mormon. I think it would have been like we're not going to see eye to eye on some things that he deeply values, and I.
Well, also, you might have felt that way
wouldn't.
too. Like, I don't want to marry you because I don't believe this.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, that was one of the first things in our relationship is I was like, I'll let you.
Wait, pause. Can you hear him? Or
Yep, I can.
okay.
Perfect.
And yeah, in our relationship, we just said like, I'll let you go down this and like see. It's something that's important to me, but I'll let you decide if it's important to you. And so I was kind of hands off in the whole process of things. I mean, I was there supporting you, but I feel like at the same time, I was like, no pressure, no bias, no.
Hold on. So you're saying you would have still married her if she was still Christian?
Well, she is Christian.
No, not just. I hate that
If she wasn't.
if she wasn't LDS.
I think we got engaged before I
Yeah.
decided to get baptized.
So you just saw a pretty girl and was like, you know what? Fuck everything I've been raised on, what I believed. Okay, that's cool.
He saw Hannah and he's like, yep, that does it for me. I'm gonna knock her up.
And
July.
you did.
Okay, so it would have worked no matter what. You were gonna make it work.
Yeah, I feel like I think it is.
Okay.
Yeah.
Perfect.
What else you got, babe?
Okay, maybe one more question for both of them. This is a good question for both of you. What's your favorite thing about Bethany, and what drives you nuts?
Really? You gonna ask that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Did someone really ask that, or are you?
Someone, Emma MM88.
It's like
Thanks,
a bot.
Emma.
That's a bot.
That's a fun.
My favorite thing about you, I don't think I could pinpoint one, but one thing that stands out to me over so many things is how generous you are. I don't know if people know this about you, but you give so much of yourself, your resources, your time to your friends, your family, your children. You're probably one of the most generous people I know. Something that drives me crazy.
She moved on real quick.
You'd say your favorite thing, and then I'll
Okay.
think about it.
Because I actually thought about this at Harlem's party. Because
He's
What's-
been thinking about it.
no, what's
He thinks about you.
what's Anthony's sister's name?
Desiree.
Desiree. So we were at Harlem's party, and she gave like the nicest gift, like this beautiful basket and like
She's such a
decoration.
good gift
Yeah,
giver.
like amazing. And we jokingly said like we wish she was our kid's aunt. And then Bethany was like, "Well, I'll be that person." And I think it's really true. Like she is that person that just like goes all out, has fun, is exciting, cares about those things, and like, yeah.
But my sister made the basket piece by piece. Bethany's more of a buy the basket pre-made gift.
It all looks
First of
the sa- it all
all,
looks the same.
no. I love like buying a bunch of things and putting them together. So relax. Okay, what do you hate about me?
Something that drives me crazy about you. I don't think there's anything that like seriously drives me crazy. I would say sometimes it's hard to get a word in.
True.
She be running her mouth like crazy sometimes.
To take deep breaths sometimes.
Yeah.
That's why your teeth chip all the time.
Probably.
Truly.
But I also like don't really care that much, you know.
It's probably been that way since like you were
I'm like
born.
used to it.
Yeah.
I'm conditioned. Yeah.
Yeah, literally since birth. Like there's literally times where mom and dad would be like, Bethany, shut up. Or like, you're not allowed to wear that. Or you're not allowed to do that. Just so that Hannah could have her moment to shine. Sorry, Hannah.
It's okay.
They made me change my outfit for your 16th birthday party. I think we've talked about that before.
Yeah,
Because
you
I
were
looked too
upstaging
cute.
me.
Isn't that crazy? Okay,
Let a girl
anyways.
have her moment.
That's
okay?
crazy.
Hey, Landon, I'm waiting. What drives you nuts?
I wouldn't say, I don't think anything drives me nuts, but I'd say the one thing when we first met, I had no idea how you felt about me. I think you give off a little bit of a cold front, and I was like multiple times in a row we'd go to like an outing or something. I'd be like, we'd go home and I'd be like, I still have no idea if your family likes me or not. And maybe they didn't.
Yeah,
Maybe
everyone
they truly
says
didn't.
that, so that's a good one.
But that's the only thing.
I feel like I'm scared at first with people, but then once I know you, I'm like all in for it.
I can
You
see
know?
No, that's true.
All
That's a
right.
good one.
Thanks, Landon.
You were
Gotta make
scared of her.
up
She
for
was
joining
scared of
the
you. It
pod.
was like a.
I wasn't scared. I was suspicious. All right. So I asked my audience to confess their pregnancy sins, and so this might be for themselves or someone in their life that was pregnant. We're going to get Hannah's reaction to these. Some of them are kind of crazy.
I'm scared.
Okay, the LDS website is not going to be able to promote this podcast after this segment. All right. Only when pregnant, I'm obsessed with the idea of my husband sleeping with another girl.
Wow.
Do you have that
What?
feeling when you're pregnant?
No, not even a little.
No? I feel like when you're pregnant, you have like the craziest dreams. So maybe it like happened in a dream and then she like was obsessed with the idea.
No, I've been having crazy dreams.
What's the craziest?
Nothing, I guess, like crazy, just like all so random. Like I had a dream that Landon and I weren't married yet and I was engaged to marry someone else.
Oh no.
And I ghosted this guy like 3 months before the wedding. And it comes to the wedding day and I'm like, I don't know if he's going to show up. But I'm like, Landon's going to be the one marrying me. So hopefully this guy doesn't show up. And I sit at a computer and send him an email the day before. I'm like, please don't show up to the wedding.
Landon's like, I object.
Just like the most random things.
So I don't condone cheating like at all. But like, if you're gonna cheat, don't cheat while your lady's pregnant with your baby.
Oh, if any guy cheats while their wife or girlfriend's pregnant, you're the scum of the earth. Like that's the worst time to cheat. The worst.
But now, if your wife is encouraging it, I guess that's a sticky.
Well, if there's consent.
I guess it's a sticky situation.
It won't be
I feel
happening
like
for
it'll
Hannah and Landon anytime
Come back
soon,
to bite you eventually.
based
though.
on her face.
Yeah. No.
All right. The med student checked how dilated my butthole was when I was in labor. Wrong hole, buddy.
Ooh.
Dude.
I mean, I don't know how it feels, but I
He's
know how
like-
you reacted.
0% dilated.
What? What if he's like, it's
Wait,
like
what?
6 centimeters?
He's like, yep, 10 centimeters dilated. You're good.
You got a loose one, girl.
Oh my god.
No, I've been the
That's
med student before.
crazy.
Okay. I told Landon that he's gonna have to start giving you perineum massages so that you don't rip.
This just sounds gnarly.
I don't
know
think
what that
he
is.
still understands what that is.
I'll send you an article later.
Send him
All
a
right.
video.
A video. Not my video, like someone else's. Tried to give my hubby head in the first trimester and wound up gagging so hard I vomited. Has that happened to you?
No.
Not yet?
No.
You're not doing it.
I don't
right
have much of a
then.
gag reflex, to be honest.
Dude, I have the worst gag reflex. Also, at the dentist today, they told me my jaw is misaligned, so that's why I like. Listen to this.
You can't hear it.
Can you hear it? No. Anyways. All right. My first shit after birth was so big I knew it wasn't going down the toilet, so I got a plastic bag, fished it out, and casually walked by my boyfriend to take it out.
Do people not courtesy flush?
I feel like you should just try to flush it. And if it doesn't go down, that's not your problem.
Was it at the hospital? Because I'm like,
No.
They have a
you
good-
don't have your first postpartum poop at the hospital.
Oh, okay,
It takes
'cause
like a week.
Hospitals have great plumbing. When you flush a hospital toilet, the noise it makes.
That shit, if your hand's even
Scary.
close, your hand's going to get sucked down.
Yeah.
Don't be in the perimeter of the toilet when you're flushing it because anything in the circumference of the toilet is going down with it.
Yeah.
Possibly your whole body if you're close enough. Okay. I gave my fiance a hand job in the delivery room before things really got moving.
like baby wise?
Yeah,
Like she's
she
like
was about to give birth and she was like
having
just over it.
contractions just.
Yeah. So anything in the hospital room sexual is like a no for me. It's like actually horrific to me. Because number one, nurses and doctors walking in on that is like, I don't want to traumatize them like they're trying to do their jobs. But
That's
second, like
true.
I just never felt like horny while giving birth. I don't know.
And as the opposite end, I never felt that either.
You never felt it?
Like you
Didn't
were.
get it going for you?
No.
I feel like giving birth has got to be like the least sexual thing.
Yeah, but there's
On
people
the
that like
planet?
orgasm during labor.
So
Like just from the feeling of it.
Okay.
that's crazy.
Yeah, that
You
is
should try
crazy.
it.
I
I could never figure
hope
it out.
it feels that good to me, but
So, okay, let
We-
me
I
tell you.
hold my breath.
Bethany tried 5 times, and neither.
How do you try?
We have 5 kids. She gave.
Oh.
She was in labor 5
I
times.
thought you meant she was like.
I was just
actively
waiting for the
trying.
orgasm to come and it never did. Anyways, since you know the gender, I'm curious your thoughts on this one.
Okay.
Always knew when I was having a boy because I'd have super graphic lesbian sex dreams. So, any dreams like that? Also, I want to know how the two correlate.
I'm like trying to
Really?
do the math there.
Yeah.
Interesting.
So no dreams like that for
no
you?
dreams. No lesbian dreams.
This
at
person has a
least.
lot of kids though, because you need a lot of data to
Yeah,
back up
like,
that
back
statement.
That up. She
I'll
did,
let
like,
you
studies
know.
on it.
On like the 10-year reunion episode.
Okay.
Yeah.
Someone said, told my husband the doctor said I couldn't have sex for all of my pregnancy and he believed me.
I feel like Landon would believe that if you said that.
I think you would too. But like, what do you gain from
She
saying
did-
that?
She doesn't
Well,
like having
A lot of
sex.
people don't want to have sex when they're pregnant because
Oh.
they're in pain, they don't feel good.
Yeah, I get that.
I always got super horny.
I think I could tell Landon like, hey, we have to do this because I think I could say almost anything and he would believe
No,
me.
for sure.
Yeah. But then he'd like Google it. I feel like anytime I say something, he like usually takes to like
I would just start
Researching it
fact
himself.
checking everything
But you
from now on.
you can't be like, oh, I googled and it says that that's not true, because then it's like, oh, so you're calling me a lie, and it's just like sometimes you just have
an
to take
endless
it
cycle.
as is.
Someone said at 36 weeks pregnant, while having sex with hubby, I orgasmed and I thought my water broke. Went to the hospital and everything. They asked me what happened. I guess I just squirted. Super embarrassing.
Wait, that's hilarious.
Wait, with
I think
Brooklyn, I went
that's
to the
so
hospital
funny.
because I remember I thought my water broke,
Yeah.
but I had just peed myself. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's
Oh,
I do
man.
remember that.
not fun to go. I went 3 different times with Brooklyn. Thinking I was in labor.
Well, I
One
feel
time
like
I just had diarrhea.
and like your first baby too,
Yeah.
you have no idea what those sensations are and
Yeah.
like what it's gonna feel like.
And
So
with the following kids, I realized, don't go. Like, you will know. It's not like, oh, should I go? Like, I'm not sure. It's like, no, you got to get there. Also, like, when the water comes out, or when, like, the water comes out and it's, like, everywhere, or, like, it won't stop.
yeah,
If it's just a little, probably pee.
yeah.
Yeah. Didn't figure that out till, like, the 4th. So, just some hot tips for you. So you don't have to go through my pain.
All right, you got one more good one for us.
Yep, last one. My last pregnancy, I was so backed up. Why is there so many poop ones? Landon, get ready for her 3rd trimester because it's going to be shitty. My last pregnancy, I was so backed up and inflamed from struggling to poop. One night, after everyone else was in bed, I spent 2 hours with disposable gloves and Vaseline. When I finally was able to push what came out, it was too big to flush. That happens to too many people for that to be
I
like
don't
a real
understand.
thing.
Yeah,
Like,
it's
what?
it's a foreign
Um,
concept to me that it won't flush.
It's too big to flush. So at 3 a.m., I had to grab it gloved, put it in a plastic bag, take it out to our dumpster. Pushing out the baby was a cakewalk after that. Different holes. Super confused.
What are people eating?
But also, I feel like there's so many ways to get your body like moving. Like
Indian food.
The first doctor's appointment I had, my doctor gave me like a list of things, and first trimester, Hannah had a really rough time going to the bathroom. It's I don't know, digestive system is.
Well, because it was coming
I
out the other
usually
end.
have a very
Yeah.
quick metabolism, and what my doctor basically said is, you know, your metabolism slows to bring more nutrients to the baby, whatever. I've been having issues. I tried everything on paper, no things worked, did some research, started eating chia pudding and going on like a little walk, got things moving. I feel like there's so many ways that you just like find a
I just go straight to
remedy.
enemas.
Or buy a Miralax or something.
there you go.
and make Anthony do it, which is what he meant by playing nurse.
That's not what I meant.
Oh, what'd you mean?
I think
I don't want to know. Never mind. I really don't want to know.
I
Well,
think
want
we
to know
knew what you
later.
meant.
Anyways,
But anyways, I new dad Landon, new mom, when you go to get your ultrasound, because 5 kids later, 10 years as a parent, they'd be like, oh, it's the black and white one. Do they still do that, or is it all like high tech now?
Yeah, black and white.
So black and white one, they're showing you on the screen. Oh, look it. Never once did I know what the hell I was looking at.
Here's the baby's back, and he's like, oh.
Unless
and
it was
like, here's the foot, here's the head, and Anthony's like, then afterward he'd be like, I didn't know what one fucking thing was. Like,
unless it was the silhouette of the head.
I can see it. I can see it.
I've only had one ultrasound, and I look at it pretty often because I'm like, there's like a black hole, and she's like, yeah, that's the baby's head.
Right.
And I was like, what? And they're like, no,
right.
it's supposed to look like that. I'm like,
But
for what?
as you
like, how?
go further along in your pregnancy, you're going to get more. The baby will start to take shape. Right. And it's just like,
Aww. Yeah,
that's
so
okay.
you guys will have followers. I can't be the only one, because like,
yeah, message us and let us know if you know what ultrasounds, like if you can read them. I feel like
because I can't.
I feel like there's a certain point where they come and it's like you can
that's
really,
a baby.
like
oh, you
20
see the
weeks, like
face
15
and,
to 25 weeks, I feel like is.
No, but even so, they're like, that's a foot. And I'm like, that's not a fucking foot. There's not 5 toes
you're like,
on that foot.
that's a white little
That's
scratchy
a blob.
Oh my gosh. Okay, well, thank you so much to Hannah.
Congratulations.
Thank you
Thank
guys.
you to Landon for getting my sister pregnant so that I can become an aunt.
I should do that one audio.
Thank you to
Thank you to my man.
Yeah.
Last
Thank you to
question
the
I have for
wait,
you.
I want to say all my thank yous.
Okay, but hold
do
on.
your question, then I'll
How many you got? How do you guys got? You got about seven coming out after this?
I feel like up. more.
Realistic number. What is it?
But for realistic.
I feel like 6 is the perfect number to us because it's one more than you. It's an even number. It's like we'll travel in a group of 8.
No,
It's like
for
the
real.
perfect size for a
What
big car.
That's
Are you
why I
gonna
hate
get
going to
Sprinter van?
Disneyland. I'm always by myself.
No, you get like a car with 2-3 row seats in it.
The thing is,
1, 2,
I can
3,
never
4, 5,
tell when
6.
she's
5.
lying or joking because that sounds crazy to me.
I'm not even kidding a little.
No,
She's
I
kidding.
I believe
tell.
it.
No.
I just said I can't tell, but Hannah.
Landon, how many
Be fucking
kids?
for real.
6.
That's like the number we
confirmed.
really talked about, yeah.
Okay, what car? A Sprinter van?
Yes.
Like an Escalade. He's one of 7 siblings.
Beth, the reason why we needed such a big van so quick is because
we had
all
so
of our
many
kids
car
were in
seats.
car seats.
So are you gonna spread them out more, or are you just gonna be giving birth till you're like 50?
Well, I'm not a slut like you, so I probably won't get pregnant after 3 months. I'm just kidding.
Well, don't listen to your mom. Any advice? Throw that shit out the
any advice
window.
mom has, just do the opposite.
I do feel like our age gap is like the ideal age gap, 18 months. So you get pregnant like 9 months out.
That's 2 babies. in
So we're gonna be
diapers,
grandparents, and she's gonna be getting pregnant.
Yeah. Okay,
Yeah.
so I want to thank Landon for getting my sister pregnant. I want to thank the Latter-day Saints Church of Jesus Christ for keeping my
encouraging
sister off
Landon.
drugs. And I want to thank the Danes family for welcoming my sister. And I'm going to hit me up. She's probably not watching this, hopefully. But mother-in-law of my sister hit me up to plan the baby shower.
Kurt will let her know.
Okay,
Yeah.
Kurt. Thanks, Kurt.
Kurt's watching.
Kurt, use my code Garcia for Wally case. And yeah, that's all my thank yous.
Congratulations
And
to
thank
the
you to my
Danes.
husband for thank you
passing-
to my sister for not.
Honestly, I'm the one here
getting
because
together with my husband.
I passed the ball to Landon 10 years later, and I chose you. I could have
The
pursued
ball
Hannah.
was, like,
I
all
could have
around
pursued
the
Hannah.
court. It
He
was
could have
hopping.
pursued and failed.
The ball was tossed quite a few times before landing on Landon, but that's another
Hey.
story.
Hey.
Okay. Thank you guys so much for listening, and tune in next week. We probably won't have an announcement this cool, but we'll be back next week.
Peace.